Welcome to the Deep Dive. Ready to explore something that might just bend your mind a little? Today, we're diving into remote viewing.
That's right. It's the ability to perceive things beyond your normal senses, like a distant location or even a moment in time, all just with your mind.
Wait, what?
Sounds like science fiction, huh? But trust me, it gets pretty wild. We're talking about real-world applications, especially during the Cold War.
Yeah, when governments were exploring all kinds of ways to gather intel, unconventional methods.
Psychic spies.
Yeah.
Like straight out of a James Bond movie, but even cooler.
Exactly. And our star for this deep dive is a guy named Lynn Buchanan.
Oh, I've heard that name.
You might recognize him from Weiwat's The W Files blog and YouTube channel. It's a gold mine of info on remote viewing. Buchanan was a key figure in the Stargate Project.
Stargate Project?
Yeah, a top-secret U.S. government program that investigated, you guessed it, psychic phenomena.
Talk about a conversation starter at a party. So what do you do? Oh, just unlocking the secrets of the universe with my mind. Okay, I'm hooked. What kind of stuff did Buchanan actually do in this Stargate Project?
Well, he wasn't exactly astral projecting into the Kremlin or anything, but
Oh, man.
he was doing some pretty incredible things. Like, he was really important in developing and refining techniques for remote viewing. Techniques that, get this, blended intuition with data analysis.
Okay, now that's a combo I didn't see coming. Data analysis.
Yeah.
In this kind of field. So we're not just talking about feeling the vibes.
Not at all. Buchanan's approach is called controlled remote viewing, or CRV, and it's surprisingly systematic. He documented everything. Impressions he received, targets he was trying to view, how accurate his perceptions were.
Wow, that's pretty meticulous.
He even built a database to track and analyze the results. So it's not just vague hunches and lucky guesses, there's actual methodology and evidence backing it up.
So it's like the scientific method had a baby with a crystal ball. That's fascinating. Okay, let's talk about Lynn Buchanan, the man. What was he like? Some kind of reclusive mystic meditating in a cave?
No, not quite. Weiwat's research suggests he was actually quite the opposite. He worked really closely with another legend in the field, Ingo Swann, the father of remote viewing.
Okay, I've heard of him.
And apparently Swann was a real character, playful personality, loved what they called slagging.
Slagging? What's that?
Basically, good-natured teasing. Imagine Yoda cracking jokes in the middle of Jedi training.
That's hilarious. Makes them seem more, relatable. Even psychic spies need a good laugh.
Exactly. It shows that exploring the unknown doesn't have to be all serious and somber, right? There's room for humor. But underneath that playfulness, Ron was a really compassionate guy, had close ties to the New York City Fire Department, and was really affected by 9/11.
Wow, that's really interesting. Shows that even people who seem to operate on a different plane are still human. So, Buchanan and Swann, this dynamic duo of psychic espionage, what kind of missions were they actually doing for the Stargate Project? Were they, remotely disabling Soviet missiles or peeking into KGB headquarters?
Well, the specifics of their missions are still mostly classified.
Ugh, of course they are.
But from what Buchanan has shared, their work involved a lot of intelligence gathering, like a wide range of targets, from military installations to even missing persons.
Wow, that's pretty diverse. But how did they even approach these tasks? There's no remote viewing for dummies manual, right?
That's where Buchanan's structured methodology, CRV, comes in. It's all about training the mind to, perceive information that's usually beyond our senses.
So it's like training your mind to be this super sensitive antenna, picking up signals from who knows where. But how do you even start doing that?
Well, it's not exactly like an antenna, more like training your mind to be a really sensitive instrument.
Okay, I'm listening.
Like a finely tuned piano, one that can pick up subtle nuances and translate them into actual information. Buchanan created this whole system of mental exercises and protocols.
Oh, interesting.
Designed to kind of quiet the conscious mind and let you access deeper levels of perception.
So there's actual work involved. It's not just like hoping a vision pops into your head.
Right. Mental push-ups for your intuition, you could say. It takes practice and discipline, like any skill. And a key principle is this idea of separating the signal from the noise.
Signal from the noise.
Yeah, you're basically filtering out your own thoughts, expectations, biases, all of that stuff that gets in the way to let the pure information through.
It's like trying to hear a whisper in a really loud, crowded room.
Exactly. You got to block out all those distractions. Just like with any training, it takes time and dedication to develop the sensitivity and focus that's needed for remote viewing. But the rewards, they can be incredible.
I can imagine.
To be able to access information that's normally hidden, to see beyond our physical senses, it's pretty amazing.
That's like having a superpower. Like Daredevil's heightened senses, but for your mind.
Right. And Buchanan actually believed that everyone has the potential for remote viewing.
Hold on, seriously.
Eh.
Everyone.
Yeah. He thought it was like a latent ability, just waiting to be unlocked.
That's so cool. So it's not just this exclusive club for psychic elites. Anyone can learn.
That was the idea. He often compared it to learning a new language or a musical instrument. It takes time and effort, practice, but with the right guidance, anyone can develop those skills.
So if I wanted to give this a shot, where would I even start? Are there, like, remote viewing boot camps?
Yeah.
Do I need a sensory deprivation tank?
You don't necessarily need any special equipment, although a structured approach definitely helps. Buchanan actually founded the Remote Viewing Institute to teach these techniques to others
Oh, wow. So he was really dedicated to sharing this.
and to continue research in the field.
That makes sense. It's like learning any complex skill, a teacher or mentor can make all the difference.
Absolutely. And speaking of mentors, Buchanan's relationship with Ingo Swann was incredibly important for him. They weren't just colleagues, They were close friends who shared this passion for pushing the boundaries of human perception.
Like a buddy cop movie, but for consciousness. But I'm curious, how did Buchanan go from working for a super secret government program to teaching this stuff to the public?
Well, the Stargate Project was declassified in the mid-90s.
Really? I didn't know that.
And although there's still a lot of debate about how effective the program was, the validity of remote viewing, Buchanan felt strongly that this knowledge shouldn't stay hidden. He thought that sharing these techniques could empower people
That's awesome.
and potentially benefit society in all sorts of ways.
It's like he was saying, hey, this isn't just for spies, this is for everyone.
Exactly, and that's what's so inspiring about Buchanan, He saw remote viewing as more than just a tool for gathering intel. It was a way to expand consciousness
I like that.
and help us connect to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe.
So he wasn't just a psychic spy, he was a pioneer, paving the way for others to explore, like the uncharted territories of the mind. So besides the whole intelligence gathering thing, what else can you actually do with remote viewing?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. Buchanan thought it had applications in lots of fields, like healthcare, archaeology, even personal growth.
Whoa. Okay, so we're talking about more than just peeking into secret files.
For sure. One of the coolest things he explored was remote influencing. This idea that you can use mental intention to create an actual change in the physical world.
Wait, are you talking about psychic healing here?
Mm.
Sending good vibes to someone who's sick?
It's not quite that straightforward, but there are parallels. Buchanan worked with doctors and researchers to see how remote viewing could influence things like blood pressure, even tumor growth.
Really?
There's this one amazing story where he worked with a woman who had high blood pressure.
Okay, tell me more.
So he had her focus on this really calming mental image, like a peaceful scene with deer by a waterfall.
Sounds relaxing.
Then he used his remote viewing techniques to kind of amplify that image, project it into her subconscious, and guess what? Her blood pressure went down.
Wow, that's crazy. It's like guided meditation meets like psychic energy work.
It's this really fascinating mix of mental focus, intention, and something beyond our current understanding of how the mind and body connect. It raises some serious questions about the power of consciousness to, influence our physical reality.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. But if you can influence someone's health remotely, where do you draw the line? What's to stop someone from using these techniques for bad stuff?
That's the big question. Buchanan knew about the ethical implications, especially with remote influencing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He emphasized responsible use, making sure these techniques are used to help people, not manipulate them. It's like having a really powerful tool. You got to know how to use it safely and ethically.
Like Spider-Man, right? With great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly. That's something anyone exploring these techniques needs to remember. But let's shift gears for a bit. Have you heard about Buchanan's Remote View Ranch?
Oh yeah, the psychic Hogwarts. Tell me everything.
So picture this. A huge ranch in the New Mexico desert, close to White Sands, all dedicated to advanced remote viewing research and training.
Sounds amazing.
People come from all over to explore the potential of their minds and connect with a whole community of like-minded individuals.
I can just imagine myself strolling through the desert, meditating under the stars, unlocking my hidden psychic powers, alongside all these other seekers. It's like spiritual retreat meets a top-secret research facility.
It really is this unique mix of the mystical and the practical. The ranch was meant to be a hub for innovation where people could refine their techniques
Cool?
and work on projects that could help society. Just imagine, remote viewing used to solve crimes, predict natural disasters, even bridge cultural divides.
Whoa, that's a powerful vision. Bringing remote viewing out of the shadows and using it for good.
Exactly. And what's even cooler, Buchanan funded this whole project through crowdfunding. Like GoFundMe. It shows there's a real interest in this stuff, a sense that there's more to reality than we think.
People are curious. They're ready to embrace the unknown and support those who are pushing the boundaries of what we think is possible. Which brings us to one of Buchanan's most important messages. Anyone can develop these intuitive abilities.
Exactly. You don't have to be born with special gifts or have some crazy mystical experience.
Are you serious? So you're telling me I could become a remote viewer? Do I need to get struck by lightning first?
Haha, nope. No lightning required. Buchanan said it was like learning a language or playing an instrument.
Yeah.
It takes time, practice, dedication. But everyone has the potential.
Well, it's like those superhero training montages, where they start clumsy and then become masters of their craft. It's about pushing past our limits, unlocking our potential.
Absolutely. And his approach, CRV, gives you a framework. It's like a roadmap to navigate the subconscious. So it's not just about hoping for visions, but actually engaging with those subtle signals.
And learning to interpret them. So CRV provides the tools to make that journey possible.
Yes. And speaking of guidance, Buchanan's vision for the ranch went beyond just individual training. He saw it as a think tank for intuition, a place to collaborate, experiment, really explore the boundaries of perception.
A community of psychic explorers working together to figure out the universe's mysteries. What kind of projects did they actually work on there?
Well, imagine remote viewing used to solve crimes, predict natural disasters, maybe even bridge cultural divides. These aren't just sci-fi fantasies, they are real-world applications that can make a huge difference.
It's taking remote viewing from this fringe idea to something that could actually do good in the world.
Yes. And what's so compelling about Buchanan is his commitment to keeping things ethical.
Right, because it could be misused.
He knew that. So responsible training and guidelines for practitioners were really important to him.
Like that Spider-Man quote again. With great power
comes great responsibility. Exactly. And that sets him apart. He wasn't just about unlocking these abilities, but making sure they were used to benefit humanity, not control it.
That's a big distinction, something we should all keep in mind when exploring remote viewing.
Absolutely. It's about using intuition in a way that aligns with our values to contribute to a better world.
This has been incredible. Psychic spies, healing powers, psychic Hogwarts. What else is there?
Well, now it's time to tackle maybe the most mind-boggling part. The idea of time as a fluid thing. Get ready, because things are about to get weird.
Wait, what?
Okay, time is a fluid thing. Is this where we bust out the flux capacitor and start quoting Doc Brown from Back to the Future?
Maybe not a flux capacitor, but the concept of time, as we usually think about it, it definitely gets a bit, challenged in the world of remote viewing. You see, Buchanan and other pioneers, like Ingo Swann, they describe these experiences that suggest time might not be so linear.
So not a straight line, more like, a winding path. Twists and turns, maybe a tangled ball of yarn.
I like that, a tangled ball of yarn.
Yeah.
It's like remote viewers can perceive events across different timelines, as if past, present, and future are all happening at the same time.
Whoa, okay, hold on. That's a serious mind bender. So how does someone actually do that? How do you train your mind to perceive stuff outside of linear time?
It's not like there's a switch you can flip. There's no one technique. It seems to involve a really deep level of focus and a willingness to, let go of those preconceived notions we have about how time works.
So unlearning everything we thought we knew about clocks and calendars and embracing the idea that time might be more like, a flowing river instead of this rigid structure.
Exactly. And that challenges our understanding of, everything, reality itself. If time isn't fixed, if it's not linear, what does that mean for things like cause and effect? Free will.
Makes you think of those scenes in Interstellar, traveling through wormholes, experiencing time differently. It's enough to make your head spin.
It is mind-boggling, and it raises so many questions about the nature of reality, our place in it. It's getting deep.
We've gone from psychic spies to healing powers, psychic Hogwarts, and now we're messing with time itself. What does it all mean?
Well, if we take a step back, Buchanan's work and those insights from Weiwat's The W files, they really push us to expand how we understand what's possible. They're saying, hey, question those assumptions about reality, about perception, the limits of human potential.
It's like a call to action. Embrace the unknown. Be open to the idea that there's more to the universe. And maybe, just maybe, we all have abilities we haven't even begun to explore.
That's it. The journey starts with curiosity, whether it's remote viewing, the mysteries of time, anything that seems unexplainable. Keep asking questions, seek those answers, and never lose that sense of wonder about the universe.
So should we all be signing up for remote viewing classes now? Trying to bend time?
Haha. Maybe not everyone needs to become a psychic spy, but the important thing is we all have that potential to develop our intuition. Listen to that inner voice. Be open to those possibilities that might seem extraordinary at first.
It's about trusting your gut, paying attention to those little synchronicities. Maybe the universe is trying to tell us something in ways we don't quite understand yet.
Exactly. It's about embracing the mystery, the unknown, the adventure of exploring our own minds.
This deep dive has been mind-blowing. Lynn Buchanan's work is incredible, makes you think. So much to ponder.
It reminds us that reality might be way more flexible, more interconnected than we think. And who knows, maybe we all have some psychic potential just waiting to be unlocked.
So to all our listeners out there, keep exploring the world of remote viewing. Question what's possible, and never stop being curious about the mysteries around us.
And remember, the most incredible journey of discovery might be the one you take within yourself.
Thanks for joining us on this wild ride. Until next time, keep exploring.